Just told I was rude at work. I recently started a position with a company. I got pulled in my third month by my manager, who told me that I was rude to another person. Anonymous senior who I only spoke once apparently. I don't know the context, I don't know the incident, or I don't know what I said really. I kinda felt bad and literally apologized. I told them I don't remember what happened and requested to give me context. But now they bring this up in every performance reviews. Every performance review? Where's that job hopping spirit? You guys keep bringing this up but refuse to provide context. I'm starting to think it's bullshit and that you are just using this bullshit against me. I'm a woman and this happens to me regularly at my current job and some in the past. BC, I don't sit there smiling all the time. I'm perceived as rude or unpleasant. If I'm looking at my computer silently concentrating, I'm a nasty bitch. Yes, I really wanna know what I said. Did I ask that multiple times? By they just kinda brushed it off, smiley face. It's a ploy to not pay you what you're worth. Get the fuck you energy and leave for a better job. I don't recall an instance that required me to be rude or abrupt. Unless you can point out the specific instance of what was said or done, I cannot reasonably address the issue. You just started a position, and were pulled in my 3-month, and now they bring this up in every performance review. How often do you have a performance review? Does this company do anything other than performance reviews? Raise prevention. Performance reviews are given on a timeline basis as well. Once issues have been presented and are resolved, it is unprofessional and frankly unproductive to continue to fixate on said resolved concern. I find focusing this topic unproductive and will no longer entertain it. Every time I get something negative on my performance reviews, I asked for specifics and I always get vague examples like multiple people complained about you or something. Okay? Can you prove it? No? Upside down face. How can I improve if you don't give me examples? Musical notes, musical note, musical notes, musical note. The goal of a manager is to make sure you feel like you're always in trouble, at least a little bit. If you're always doing great, and they acknowledge that, then you have leverage when it comes time to ask for raises and promotions. What they want is for you to feel like you're always in danger, so that you will work twice as hard for no advancement. They want you to feel relieved they haven't fired you yet, so you'll be afraid to ask for more. You're right. It's not you, it's me. I will leave. Sorry for the trouble. They are being rude to you by not giving any context. Don't let them gaslight you. Either they can explain what you supposedly did, or they can never bring it up again. I don't mean to condescend or state things you probably know, as you know your career better than I do, but definitely look for an exit plan. I'm not advocating for you to leave at the first sign of trouble, but it doesn't hurt to have some leads in advance just in case. I was in a similar boat and it helped me avoid the drama of some of my industry's hiring freezes. I'm in tech. You should start looking. I've been rude to people and have never been spoken like that. By rude I was being very factual and direct. Seems like they're priming themselves to letting you go with that being the cause. Sometimes in the corporate world, rude means you didn't suck my dick or lick my taint enough. I've been told I'm condescending is the reason I didn't get promoted. I guess writing a scientific paper that no one can understand makes me rude as well. Women can't be smart, that's what I've learned. My boss gave me feedback about personal interactions but wouldn't provide specifics. My response was I can't improve my performance in this area without specific feedback about what I did wrong. Next time pick a random coworker and complain that they were rude to you. Keep doing this with a different one each week. Payback. My favorite gaslight phrase to bullshit like this is you were rude to someone. Me, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be. Can you tell me what happened? May, we're not talking about that today. Me, you know, it's okay to admit you don't remember what happened. Then stare at them like the arsehole you are with a shit-eating grin, because fuck them. They'll typically get mad and explain stuff, so keep pressing them lol. This shit is poison. My manager once told me I was too tall, too big, and talked too loud, and as a result people were afraid of me. I needed to present a smaller version of myself. So much BS. I went on to be very successful in my many projects. I had a manager once tell me I was consistently surly. I retorted back, well, it's better than being consistently wrong, and walked away. Funny thing, I was at that company for 14 years and never had a complaint up until him. People really need to think before they speak, your manager included. And for being rude, we cannot give you the 3-month increase you were scheduled to get. It's nonsense to be ignored. I have a right to know what I did, so I can grow from it. If you're refusing to tell me, then bring it up in performance reviews is both unproductive and cruel. The manipulation tactics that take place in a work environment is sick. Yup, heard that before. Pulled into a 2-month meeting and told I already have 2-3 and you're out, strikes against my name from events they refused to provide any context or description of. Had already been getting sick of the workplace culture, so submitted my 2 weeks notice that afternoon. Not gonna wait around for another arbitrarily non-existent issue to arise and get me fired. It's bullshit because they're going to withhold raises from you. Had a similar thing happen to me at my last job. Had a lot of areas of improvement to focus on. Improved them all by my next review. They'd still find a way to bring up something I wasn't doing quite the way they wanted. For instance, they'd tell me I still wasn't doing a great job tracking my time but wouldn't give specific examples of how. Ended up quitting after a year. Current job is much better. Also pays more. Stop apologizing. It is likely this incident never even happened, and it is only being brought up repeatedly because they can see how pathetically you respond to it. It's a great way of keeping you down and not asking for any pay rises. I was told, by a drunken manager, that I lacked self and situational awareness. At a bar. Tell them to name names and substantiate the accusation, or they can leave it aside. My manager came in day before yesterday and fired me for other employees complaining they felt I was above them and tone in texts to manager. No one ever said shit to me about any of it, which tells me it was a BS reason to fire me, and was probably in fact some sort of discrimination. Unfortunately, I can't prove anything. Tell your manager that you were insulted at some point long ago by them by doing something. Do not be specific, and they need to work hard to fix the issue. When they tell you that they need more context or that they cannot fix things in the past, just look at them. If they bring it up in any future review, you must respond with this feedback is not directly actionable and must be removed. So I have some experience. As I have resting bitch face and am pretty blunt overall. Don't worry about it, ask for the instance so you can learn from your mistake, but don't start walking on eggshells around everyone. Well, if your coworker doesn't have the balls to confront you on this, it's just some useless info at this point. Only babies go crying to the manager for reasons like hurt feelings. Most of the times they don't stand confrontation in a normal setting. But that's just my opinion on it. Just had to correct my grammar. You can only improve what you can measure. There's no metric at play here. Apparently I'm rude a lot. I'm also a woman, so I think I'm judged for not being demure nor quiet. They're gaslighting you. Don't agree to anything they say. Don't admit to anything. 100 stand your ground that you did nothing wrong. Could just be making it up so that they can justify not giving you a good performance evaluation. I hate your job already. This is useless. You need to give concrete examples of when someone was rude and to who and about what. All these vague things are useless management jabber. I would ignore it. If it's brought up again, say I think we covered that incident. Was there something new?